Alright, so today we're testing out the Nokia Lumia 820. As you can see, it works with Windows. As we turn it on, it's very, very quick to turn on. The main screen shows the applications in a brick kind of like setup, very, very Windows 8, screams Windows 8. You've got different SIM cards to get to the contacts list. You've got conversations through the Windows Phone application. You've got the search engine through Bing. You've got three main buttons at the bottom, one that goes straight to the main screen every single time, one that goes back, which is the one on the left, and the other one that goes to the search engine, which is Bing. Okay, then you've also got Internet Explorer on the main screen, you've got Maps, and you've got Office, and you've got different pre-configured applications such as Music, Drive, Transit, Reading, all kinds of things, and you've got your calendar and your music and your Xbox, which works for games. This is quite an interesting setup because if you're not used to working with Windows 8, it might be sort of difficult to look and to find what you want straight away. So if you swish to the left, you can find all the applications that come out on the same main screen in a very easy to look at list. So that might be easier for the people who aren't used to working with this operating system. Okay, the application, as we can see, the different applications that come in here, well, some are more useful for some people and other ones just not very useful. Or, for example, Transit tells you what to do when you're in a bus, which is something that for people who don't use a bus is just a bit silly. But you've got other ones that are quite interesting, such as Maps, which is very good to find your way around, etc., etc. It works pretty well. The camera is 480 times 800 pixels. It does take quite good pictures. We've tried out the pictures and we tried out the videos. So if you want to take a look, sorry, let's see where the photos are. Here we go. You go to the photos that we had, go to the camera roll, and you can see, for example, this is a picture I've taken of the office, so you can take a look. It's captured by Smart Shoot, so there's another application that comes with the phone which allows you to take 5 different pictures at the same time, so you can choose which one comes out the best. We've taken a couple videos, and a lot of the time we found that the camera unfocuses itself by itself, but the photos are a lot better than, for example, some of the ones from the older iPhones. The battery lasts 1.5 days, so you've got 1.5 days of fun. That's with everything working and using it quite constantly. After you get used to it, it's quite easy to use, although you really have to be sort of okay with the content to do with Windows 8, or there isn't really any point of getting it because you're going to be depending on the Windows 8 all the time. The phone itself is not that light compared to other smartphones that are on the market at the moment. It's quite brickish really, and it sort of is heavy to the touch. It is quite easy to handle though. For people who are used to sticking their phones inside their pockets, this might be quite annoying because it's got all the main buttons on the side. This is to unblock it, this is for the phone, and these are for the volumes. So you might find yourself unblocking it by mistake and using it in your pocket if you're not careful. Also, the back bit, although it's quite shiny and attractive and it looks really solid, which is something that's very attractive of this new Nokia, it's also quite difficult to take off. We've noticed that there's lots of accessories to do with charging your phone in a sort of wireless manner, and one of them is to do with having a sort of case that you take off your normal case and you put on this other case, and you find that it's impossible to take off. So that's another thing that is really difficult, you know, to sort of work with if you're one of those people who have 2 different SIM cards. That's not a real big option. On the whole though, this is a very good first phone for someone who's not used to working with smartphones, someone who loves Windows 8, or someone who simply has an Outlook account and they want to configure all their mails, etc. in this one same place. It's really easy to use once you find out how to manage everything, because you find that you've got everything you need on this main screen and it's just a matter of scrolling up and down and figuring it out. So you don't really have to spend all this time looking at applications or looking at manuals and things like that to find that. You've all got that on the same main screen. What we do find, for example, is that if you're not into the whole not having a wallpaper, you don't have that option, and it's not very easy to get your password on it either. So for people who are used to doing these kinds of things, personalizing their phones, the only thing you can really do is take off the back bit and turn it into something more personalized, and that's basically it. But on the whole, it's an interesting phone. It's very practical. Whether it's pretty or not, that's something that you'll have to decide. So let me know what you think on everything and on the Lumia in the comments section. Thank you very much.